Hey guys, and we're out at the range today with a Ruger Security 6. Prior to the early 1970s, Colt and Smith & Wesson had a fairly firm grip on the police and security gun market. Now, Ruger decided they wanted a piece of that action, so they brought out the Security 6, the Speed 6 and the Service 6. Now, this is the Security 6 and it's got the adjustable sights that came on pretty much all the Security 6s, but I'm no expert on these guns, I'm just giving you a general overview. I picked up this Security 6 for $250 and it's chambered in 357 Magnum, as most of them are. There are some guns in 38 Special apparently, but this one's 357 Magnum, and for $250 I think it represents a lot of bang for buck. Alright, so yeah, cylinder pops out quite easily. There's no slide, it's just push in on the button. You know, it's a fairly long double action, but you can stage it to, you know, there quite easily. Alright, so it's good trigger. Single action's fantastic. Alright, you barely breathe on this thing. Thanks to this transfer bar, these are a very safe gun. They're not going to go off by hitting the hammer or anything like that. As you can see, the transfer bar pops up, so the hammer hits it and transfers the energy to the firing pin. If your finger's not on the trigger, the transfer bar's not up there. Alright, so it can't hit the firing pin, and that's why these are a very safe gun. Alright, nice and solid, big solid top strap. So I guess you guys are sick of me talking, and so I'm going to go crack off some rounds and have some fun. Now, for a 4-inch gun, it's not a bad shooter. Those rounds I used at the start of the video were 110 grain Winchester silver tips. These ones are 148 grain wad cutters. Alright, so we'll show you how these go on our action match target we've got here. So these first rounds are going to fire double action from 7 yards. These are the wad cutters, and we'll see how she goes with accuracy. As you can see, the wad cutters carve a nice little hole through the target, and yeah, the group's not too bad considering, well, I had this flyer. I should be better than that, but I wasn't really taking my time either. Okay, so these next rounds are going to fire single action. And just take my time. Just a bit of a flyer there, I just not really need to take my time. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's 6 shots into about 1.5 inch group. Alright, so cover it with 2 fingers. Now these guns are, you know, police or security guns. I mean, that's what they were made for. They were made in the started making them in the mid to early 70s. They made hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of these guns for police officers and security guards all around the world. Alright, so these are 38 special wad cutters I've used here. As you can see, they've carved nice holes through the target, but not a round that you would use for self-defense or anything like that. But yeah, good for target shooting, which is what they're advertised as. Okay, so we've pushed the target back to 25 metres. We'll see how we go at that distance. Of course, though, we don't have a real positive aiming dot to zero in on the target, so it'll be interesting to see how we go. But for a 4-inch gun, this is about the maximum distance that you would really want to go for. I mean, sure, we can go up on the 50-metre range and crack off a few rounds up there, but you know, at 25 metres, I mean, with this sort of gun and what its use is for, this is about the distance that you want to be using it out to. Let's have a go. Okay, so it's just single action. We'll just go for centre mass on the target don't think the grip's that fantastic. And that's it. Yeah, again, I think I pulled some shots, but when you take your time, it's certainly there. Enough screwing around. Let's have some fun. Okay, so there's a very noticeable difference in the power of a 357 Magnum and a 38 Special, and then the power of a target load versus a self-defense load. So I'll give you an example, right? I'm going to fire 6 shots double action. The first shot is going to be one of those wad cutters, so it's target load. So you'll get a feeling for what the power of those target loads are. They're pretty soft. They're going to fire 2 of the silver tips, all right? So 110 grain 38 Special silver tip. And again, they're more powerful than the target loads, but nowhere near the 357. And then I'm going to fire 3 full house 357, 125 grain self-defense loads, all right? So they've got a bit of boom to them, all right? Let's see, 6 shots, all right? Target's pretty close, but, you know, it's the best way to demonstrate. Plus you get to see a bit of paper fly. All right, so tuck my thumb away from the cylinder this time. And let's go. There's your target load. There's your silver tip. And there's the Magnum. There's a fair difference in there. Okay, so we've talked about the Ruger and how it is at relatively close ranges. 7 yards, 25 yards, the bowling pins, that sort of thing. All right, so we'll see how we go at the metallic range. So I'm going to have a crack at those pigs up there at 100 yards and see how we go. We've got some 158 grain projectiles in there at the moment. There's self-defense loads again, so fair bit of punch in these, but yeah, 158 grain this time. And we'll see if we can reach up and score one of those piggies. It's a long way for a 4-inch gun, but hey, it's all fun. There we go, there's one. Okay, so I haven't had much luck with these pigs at 100 yards. It is a long way for such a little gun. So I'll try these little swinging targets here and see how we go hitting that a couple of times. I don't have many rounds left, so 158 grain. There we go. These are just Federals, 158 grain. And we'll try these little swinging targets here. I think you can see them. I've shown them in my videos before. Alright, so, well, I would call that a fairly solid hit. So 25 yards, no problems.